Am I the a-hole for telling my ex's mom that I would never marry into their Orthodox family and making her cry? I am still reeling from this myself. We are Indians, and respecting our elders is drilled into us firsthand. But this feels crazy to me. Ex, 24 male, and I, 23 female, dated for a year in high school. A year. I got good grades in entrance tests, left for a good university, and moved for higher studies abroad. I haven't seen or heard from this guy since leaving high school. Last I heard from old school friends was that he was doing a very good job in his career. I haven't been home in 2 years, so I came back to see my parents, and because of some issues I am stuck here for an extra month. Again, we grew up in different circles. My parents were never friends with my ex's mom, who since we were in middle school would hound my mother in parent-teacher conferences on how nice it must be to come to your daughter's school in AC cars, and how my ex's family could never do that because they are humble people. My dad takes nobody's barbs, and after that he would loudly ask my ex's parents every time he saw if they needed to be dropped off somewhere. And I found out later that his mom used to tell my friends that my parents were show-offs. Still, she was nice to me. My entire school life, both my ex and I competed to be the highest in class. We came from a pretty large town, but went to the same school for years, and I was one of his closest friends. I also happen to be the eldest daughter of a brown household with a mother who has been sick for years, and I have been picking up slack since I was 11. When I lived at home I used to handle the majority of chores, took care of my younger sister, and managed my studies. I didn't do it to get recognition, and my parents never told me to do all these. They were just constantly in and out of hospitals. But my ex's mom got it to her head that I would be the perfect daughter-in-law. Mind you, I was a kid. Her son was a kid. We were in high school. And even though we are a fairly progressive community, he came from a severely conservative family, where women never worked, house help was not allowed, and you can't wear anything except traditional wear. I would literally rather stab myself in the eye than have married him. And telling my ex this is what led to our breakup. Ex's mom saw me after a long time, when I was out with my mom and sister at a function. Immediately hugging me, telling me how pretty I've become, etc. I was very respectful, and made small talk, then went away. Except the next day, she calls my dad up, and sends her son's match to me. She told my dad I'm not getting any younger, her son is doing very well, and she has known for years how responsible and talented I am at household work. How this was the best opportunity for me and my ex. My dad passed the phone to me and told me to handle this myself. At first, I was very polite and told her I didn't see her son that way and that I lived abroad and was not going to marry for at least 5 years. She got mad at that, and told me her son liked me a lot, and I should be respectful of my elders, and that she was praising me, so I should be considerate of her proposal. I was just done, and I told her our family would not accept her son, and there was no way I was going to marry into her ultra-conservative family. I told her not to bring this up ever again and hung up. My ex calls me after years. We hadn't blocked each other because the breakup wasn't that bad. But he was so mad that apparently I made his mom cry, and how I am so high up on my own horse that I am looking down on him. I told him his mom was ridiculous, and why on earth would she ever think I'd sacrifice my happiness to be a slave to his family? We got into a pretty nasty fight, and I ended up telling him to go cry on his mother's lap. I think there will be more drama after, because I know he and his mom are people who go around spreading misinformation. But my own mom thinks I was too rude. She says I could have handled it more respectfully, or made up a lie. My mom is a very soft-hearted person, and she feels I have made my ex's mom feel lesser than us. 2 of my old school friends, I don't talk to them, send me texts on how they expected better of me, and this is why they don't like me. I don't care. But the fact that my mom thinks that I was wrong is making me feel really bad. Update 11 days later. I booked a ticket, and I am going back home to my city in 2 weeks. I would have stayed longer, but there are too many cultural programs around this time of the year, and well, as much as I love my parents, I love my late-night walks with my friends and waking and eating whatever, which, living under your parents' roof, is not possible. Ex's mom called my mom after getting her number, from the old parents' WhatsApp group of my high school. This woman is crazy. My mom is scared she may be one of those psychotic ones. She called my mom and told her they got off on the wrong foot, and she got too excited at the prospect of me being in the family, but her son said he wouldn't marry anyone else, so please consider. My mother told her she would never ask me to marry a man who did not have the guts to talk to me myself and got his mother to do his work for him. My mom had a very stern tone towards her then. She told both my ex and his mom that since we are snobs, then these snobs are not ruining their daughter's life by forcing her to marry into such a conservative, problematic household. And yes, since they think we think of them as lower than us, they are lower than us. So they should stop bothering us because we are such awful people and they are so humble. I knew letting my ex piss off my mom was the right move because she is actually terrifying when mad. My sister and I were laughing when Ma was on call, so I didn't hear the last part. But she told me she handled it, and I should focus on my work and not let such idiots bug me again. Turns out it was my ex's idea, as I suspected, and he made his mom harass me to agree to be with him again. I still don't understand why, because my ex had made it very clear how much he hates me and everything I stand for. He said my independence would make me a horrible wife, I am selfish and can't love anyone, etc. Every time I replied, I can love, you are just not worth it, he would yell at me. Our breakup all those years ago, looking back, seems pretty funny to me. I had a trusted mutual friend deliver a sober message to my ex that I did not like him. I stopped liking him at 17 and have always considered him an annoyance at best. There was no way anything was happening. And he should apologize to his mom for embarrassing her. From what I heard back, he told our friend he understood, and wouldn't bother me again. So there is that. As much as I like drama, I am thinking of skipping it for the next couple of visits to my parents, so I think I'll ask them to come stay with me instead. Thank you for all the comments. I just needed some insight and those were very helpful.